Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my mental toughness book, Invincible, Mental Toughness Techniques for the Street, Battlefield, and Playing Field. Now, as some of you already know, I've published a lot of books in my life, and I mean a lot. But this book is it's unique in that it's written for a much broader audience. Now, Invincible is designed to unlock the true power of your mind to achieve success in sports, high-risk professions, self-defense, fitness, and any activity that requires peak performance. Now, unlike other mental toughness books, Invincible doesn't bog you down with dry theories, mind-numbing case studies, confusing jargon, or pointless anecdotal stories. I specifically wrote Invincible in simple, easy to understand language so you can quickly apply the techniques and achieve personal success. More importantly, these are the exact mental toughness techniques that I've used throughout my entire life, and I'm really glad that I could share them with you now. So without any further delay, let's look inside and see what Invincible has to offer. So here's the cover of the book. Here is the spine, and here is the back of the book. And this is the artwork. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous work. It was done by Ken Kelly, famous fantasy artist. I was fortunate enough to purchase the secondary rights to this image, and I'm really honored to be able to put this on the book. I just felt that Conan fighting on the battlefield was completely appropriate for the subject matter. Now, this book is 240 pages. It's available on Amazon in paperback, hardcover, and Kindle editions. So essentially, the book has 8 chapters, an appendix, a glossary, and about yours truly. We will move up to chapter 1, the power of mental toughness. So this chapter is devoted to explaining what is mental toughness. Now, this is from my perspective. This is from the perspective of a combat instructor who's been involved in this in the industry for over 30 years. This is from my looking glass. This is not something that is parroted from another mental toughness guru or something that's derivative from them. This is my own take on it. So it makes it unique in that sense. And it gives it a completely different approach to mental toughness training and conditioning. So in this chapter, I talk about the 6 elements of extreme adversity, and I also talk about the 3 objectives of mental toughness. So this is important. So there's 3 objectives. You want to be able to cope with adversity, you want to be able to perform during adversity, and you want to prevail from adversity. So that's essentially what this chapter deals with. Now in chapter number 2, the many faces of mental toughness, we talk about who needs or uses mental toughness. And I go through the whole list from people in the military, to law enforcement, to sports and athletics, to martial arts, to fitness and health. Essentially, it's for anybody who wants to improve their performance. Now, people don't realize this, but not only have I used these mental toughness techniques to train in martial arts for well over 30 years, you better have a mental toughness component because you're not going to last in the game. So that has always been tried and true for me. But what's really interesting is people don't know this about me. I also day trade the stock market, which let me tell you is probably one of the most difficult endeavors I have ever taken or ever tackled. Incredibly difficult to succeed as a day trader. The stock market, in fact, 90% of people fail in the stock market, and you better be an incredibly disciplined and have a substantial amount of mental toughness to be able to essentially be able to survive in that type of environment, because day trading is difficult. So what I'm trying to say is not only is it for the actual physical activity, but it's also for something as binary as day trading the stock market. Anyway, so this chapter is devoted to all the different occupations and types of individuals who could benefit from mental toughness training. And you can see I talk a lot about competitive mental toughness. I talk about combative mental toughness, all the different aspects of mental toughness and how it can be applied. Now in chapter 3, we talk about nature of the beast. So essentially in this, I have what I call a mental toughness package, and there's certain attributes that are required so that you have the complete mental toughness package. So I go through the list of them, and I spend quite a bit of time explaining what each of these are. The next and also, by the way, in this chapter, I also have a lot of exercises that I like to make the book interactive, So there are going to be a lot of, I would say this is a very introspective book because it requires you to put stuff down on paper and really think about what your goals are, what you want to achieve, and how to best go about doing that. So this is you're going to find that throughout the book. There are going to be lots of different things that will require you to tap into your inner self and uncover what you can improve upon. Anyway, so this goes, I talk about situational awareness, I talk about combative situational awareness, all the different elements required for the total mental toughness package. Now over here in chapter 4, we have the steps to mental toughness. So this one, I talk about different goals. Some people have micro goals, short-term goals, mid-term goals, even long-term goals. So again, this whole chapter is devoted to finding out what your goal parameters are. Chapter 5, I talk about the physical training for mental toughness. So there's a whole physical component within this book that helps tap in and develop your mental toughness skills. So it goes through it, and I talk about lots of different ways you can go into that. And let's see the next chapter. Oh, and I also have a fitness and conditioning component to mental toughness that I want to talk about. Even nutrition is addressed in this chapter. Let's see here. There's just so many chapters. Cognitive training for mental toughness. So this, mental toughness isn't just about, physical grueling work. It's also about mental preparation. So this entire chapter is devoted to different types of visualization techniques, even meditation, even positive thinking and self-talk, controlled breathing. I mean, it goes through everything, even including positive self-talk. So I spent quite a bit of time on the chapter addressing those issues. In chapter 7, that's the program. So I have lots of different programs outlined. I have sample ones that you can help build your own toughness program depending upon your specific goals. So I even have it broken down into days and the different exercises and drills that you can incorporate into your mental toughness program. So we'll go through this real quick here. I'm talking about burnout, how to avoid burnout. I even talk about videotaping your progress and whatnot. Now in chapter 8, this I wanted to put in, it's called Inspiring Words to Live By. And this is basically, these are a compilation of motivational quotes from some of the greats throughout history. And just as a way of inspiring you to stay on track and to not lose sight of your goals. So this was added in the book. And then over here, besides final words, in the appendix, I talk all about some of the different combat skills that you can integrate into your mental toughness program. And this appendix just covers a lot of the movements and techniques. If you don't have a background in it, you can learn from the pictures and the detailed descriptions throughout the book here. So that's part of the appendix. And then, of course, in all my books, there's a glossary of terms. I think it's very important to always have that in the book, so no stone is left unturned. You could really understand the nomenclature and the terminology within the CFA system and my approach. And of course, I think back here is, yours truly, of course. So this is the book. There's so much to this. There really is. I didn't want to bog you down with just details, but I just give you a general overview of what you can expect from this particular type of book. Do you own this book? Have you purchased other mental toughness books? I'd love to hear the pros and cons of other books that you've purchased. Please leave information down in the description below. I really, I respond to everybody who posts legitimate questions or statements in the comments section. So this is Invincible, Mental Toughness Techniques for the Street, Battlefield, and Playing Field. So that's the book review, and I will look forward to seeing you at the next video.